Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at the Bill Greehey Arena. We want to apologize here for the bit of technical difficulty. The Ustream program, once again, going through a little bit of a process. It's not the problem here, it's the problem in the main server out at Ustream. But we're back, and we're going to bring you the rest of the action.
Gotta love live television. And UIW, while we were out, it looked like Ustream really a fan of UIW. As UIW has caught up, and they've overtaken the Rattlers 16-12. Alexander Monroe, Robertson, Dufu, and Simmons, the 5 on the floor for St. Mary's. This one deflected. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay with St. Mary's.
Cardinal Ward there, David, going on a bit of a run. Able to hit a few threes and a few runners off the glass, and they were able to take the lead and go back. And now St. Mary's going to have to go into their bench and try to see if their bench can bring them back.
4-point lead for Incarnate Word. Matthews checking in for Monroe. Now Simmons, here is Roberts, now Matthews. Back to Simmons. Has an angle right there, floats one up, gets that to go. That's a tough floater roll. Tony Parker-esque.
Great job there, David. A lot of pressure in the paint, and he was able to take that one in.
Oh, good up move there by Orton. Rattlers come out looking. That one's a miss, and now Simmons looking to push. There he comes again, drops it off. Roberts for three. Rattles no good. The Rattlers, I don't believe, have been successful on three-point try in this Tides game. And that layup is good. That's Subri. 4-point lead.
David and Incarnate Word getting the best of St. Mary's bench here, and they're trying to find a way right now to find a rhythm, get back into this one.
Oh, Matthews, tough shot. That's no good. A lot of contact. Wilson coming up with this one.
And that's a foul, and the referee's a good call there by them. They jumped all over Simmons, I believe.
That was Roberts.
Roberts, my apologies.
We threw a couple names out there, and it's Roberts who came out of that skirmish. So immediate timeout will be taken. .7:33 remaining. Stay with us, more coming. 4-point lead for St. Mary's. You're watching all the action live on Rattlers Basketball, live on Ustream. Fans, a 4-point lead for Incarnate Word. They've been on a run. Rattlers going to try to weather this storm. Alexander, Matthews, Sandufu, Taylor, and Simmons, the 5 on the floor for St. Mary's. Leading scorer for the Rattlers. Got a couple tied at 4. Matthews, Sandufu, and Kotzer. Kotzer, of course, on the bench. 7.5 remaining here in the first half. You're looking live inside Bill Greehey Arena, a rocking Bill Greehey Arena, as this could possibly be one of the last times you'll see this budding rivalry, as Alexander blocked. Matthews comes up with it. He's fouled, and he will take a trip to the line.
David, and this is nothing short of what we expected. We expected this game to go back and forth, and when St. Mary's got on that early run, a lot of us were assuming, at least myself, all right, this is going to be a pretty one-sided game. We've seen how St. Mary's can take a game into control and just finish it off, but we forget that the other side, there's the guys in the red and black, that they don't go down easy.
Not at all. They come in with a 3-3 record. Rattlers at 4-1. Matthews' first free throw is no good, and very slow start for Incarnate Word. They're able to pick it up in the intermission while we were out. Back and better than ever is Rattlers live on Ustream. Second free throw coming for Matthews. Had a nice start to his ball game. Got some quick points. That second free throw is good. 5 for Matthews. Oh, rejection there. Justin Alexander meeting Orton at the rim. And now Simmons driving. Tough shot. Almost gets that to go. He'll hit. Is hit, and he will have a trip to the line upcoming.
Great job there by the Rattlers, David. Justin Alexander doing his thing on the defensive end of the basket, blocking that shot, leading to a quick break, a fast break. And Simmons there, able to get through the hard way. And what a great job there, David. No fear, penetrating into that lane and getting contact there. And strong enough to still try to get that shot off.
First free throw, no good. And you got to like Simmons' aggressive play role. I think you're alluding to that. He's been terrific on offense.
You're watching Rattlers live on.
He had a terrific game against the Dust Devils, David.
Really coming out. Mark Simmons in that game. Second free throw is good, and he brings the Rattlers within 2. Nice backup point guard to have Mark Simmons. Here's Livingston driving. Alexander, traveling violation, and that's the kind of nervousness you work into an opponent when you have the intimidating height of Justin Alexander, plus the shot blocking ability that he showcased earlier right now.
I think a lot of that has to do as well, David, is the atmosphere that you're in. You want to hush the crowd real quick, so you're going to take a shortcut here or a shortcut there, try to get some easy points, try to calm down the crowd to kind of work it in your favor. Stuff like that's not going to work in this arena. It's not going to work with these referees. So you got to win the right way. You got to grind it out. And a lot of these guys are young for Incarnate Word, and they don't understand the rivalry just yet.
Simmons for 3. And Mark Simmons, we were talking about him right now, and he's doing a good job this afternoon. He had 6 to lead all scorers in St. Mary's Yellow.
Great job there by Simmons, David. Not afraid of the pressure whatsoever. And he's coming in off the bench, and he's telling Coach, hey, listen, I want some more minutes the rest of the season, Coach. I'm going to make sure that you know why I'm going to do this.
So the Incarnate Word ball on their baseline. Here's Sumbry. Now Lindale Brown working against Darrell Taylor. Taylor's done a great job defensively on him. Now Hiddle at forward. Rattlers really forcing these Cardinals into the arc, and that's making for tough offensive possessions. And like a free safety, Alexander there able to intercept this one. Steal leads to another Incarnate Word turnover.
And St. Mary's has been very effective, David, in making these turnovers convert into points. So let's see what they can do on this offensive possession.
Here's Matthews down low. Alexander seals out his defender. And just like that, the Rattlers have taken a 3-point lead. Terrific post play by Alexander, the transfer out of Central Connecticut.
When your big man, David, gives 100% on defense, you reward him with the ball down low, and he's going to take care of the job. Great job by him, finishing on both ends of the court.
Mark Simmons, nice deflection there. And Alexander really showcasing his potential here. And Alexander, of course, a sophomore. Kevin Kotzer, a senior. So it really is going to lead to transition one to the other. The Kotzer era is going to hopefully transition to the Alexander era.
And what a great player, David Young, a sophomore. He has a lot of career left in him, and he's just so powerful for his age and for his ability. I'm expecting great things from this player, and he's not going to skip a beat after the Kotzer era is gone, David. We're not going to go down. St. Mary's is not going to lose a step. Quite honestly, it might pick up a few two here or there because he's just so athletic, so well built for this position.
And Dale Brown gets that layup to go, and the Cardinals within one once again. Here's Simmons. Double dribble called on Simmons. So a turnover there for St. Mary's. Still a 1-point game under 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Maybe not the high-scoring affair that you predicted, Rob, but it's been a fun one, and it's been a tight one.
Well, the game is still young, David, and you never know. We could have a 60-point second half.
The game is young indeed, and turnovers, however, have been pretty prevalent. 9 for St. Mary's, 7 for Incarnate Word. Here's Livingston, tough jump shot. No good. Sandufu with the rebound. Here is Simmons picking it up. A little bit of a hold there, wouldn't you think?
I think so, David. Simmons had to come back and
wanted to line that up himself. Sandufu down low to Matthews. Matthews turns, spins, shot, no good, and that'll be a foul underneath. That'll go against Incarnate Word on 33. That's Anthony Orton, the 6'8" junior out of League City, Texas.
What a great job there by Isaiah Matthews, David, able to get around his opponent down on the baseline and go underneath the basket, and his opponent, his defender, had no choice but to foul him to avoid an easy point.
Both teams shooting an identical 9 of 21 from the field, and Incarnate Word shooting 40% from three. St. Mary's 25%. 17 rebounds for St. Mary's, only 8 for Incarnate Word. You would think with numbers like that it'd be a steep advantage for St. Mary's. Right now they enjoy a 2-point lead. Kevin Kotzer checking back in, so those rebounding numbers should plop right back up. 2-point lead for St. Mary's. Here's Matthews' second free throw. That's good.
And David, there's not one player on the Rattlers roster that can't shoot free throws. Sometimes they might have a little bit of a streak where they're not doing so well in the game, but in close situations they can all go on the line and they can be very effective.
Ooh. Late whistle there. It's going to go against Kotzer, and Kotzer can't believe it. He was ready to run the other way on offense. Instead, he is held up, and a foul is called. 4 minutes remaining. Stay with us. More upcoming. You're watching all the action live on Ustream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 3:57 remaining in the first half. David Tovar, Roll Tovar with you inside a Rocky Bill Greehey Arena. And the Rattlers really look to run away with this game. They led by as many as 8 early on. Right now they lead by only 2. Credit both teams, and the Rattlers defensively really starting off strong, and they like to finish that off strong defensively as well.
David, great job at the opening minutes of the first half, David. Able to penetrate into the lane, able to get easy layups, able to get a lot of turnovers on great defensive plays. But they weren't able to keep the pedal to the metal the entire way around, and Incarnate Word found a way to get back. A lot of hard runners, a lot of great turnovers, and a lot of free throws. 3-pointers also played a very big role for Incarnate Word, and they were able to come back, get that 8-point deficit cleared out, and then they were able to get the lead. And now St. Mary's is enjoying a 2-point lead off of Isaiah Matthews' free throws.
And the line is Mark Simmons. He's had a nice game for himself. 6 points off the Rattler bench, including a big 3. First free throw was good, so he'll be able to see the back end of a 1-and-1. We're all looking a little forward, and I know it's hard to look forward after this game. Forward in the schedule, you'll have a visit from Oklahoma Panhandle State on Saturday, but before that, whoa, now I'm way ahead. Dallas Christian College comes on Saturday, and that is the final home game of the 2012 year. That's what's going on here at St. Mary's. 4-point lead is what's going on right now. Here's Lindell Brown, an offensive foul. It's going to go the other way, and that foul will be assessed to 24. Hassani Sumbright, that is his 3rd foul, and The big man out of Houston is picking up a lot of fouls. They don't leave him in there, though. Maybe the only guy physically who can match up with Kotzer on this Cardinal team.
Sunbright David stepped into that pick, and not the best of plays, David, when you're the only player who can keep up with a big man like Kevin Kotzer.
I'm observing the Kotzer post-up right now, and he is just devouring Sunbright as an offensive foul is called here. This is going the other way. It'll be on Simmons, and Christian Bauer about to check in. You got to love Coach Z and his decision to leave Mark Simmons in. He had the hot hand, and he finally picks up a foul, and he'll give him a rest, and Bauer will come in. But kudos to the coaching staff, and kudos to Mark Simmons. He's had a nice first half.
Yeah, I think it's just a smart move by Coach Z, David. The player who's doing the best offensively, you leave him in the game and see how far you can ride him. Great job by him, and he deserves a well rest. Get him ready for the second half.
Way off the mark there, Lindell Brown. And the Rattlers will continue on offense here. Bauer left side, picks up his dribble, finds Sandufu right side. Looking down low for Kotzer. They find him. Gonna try to throw a couple guys at him. That's a triple team. Here's Bauer down low, and he is fouled by Sunbright. That is his fourth foul of this first half.
David, that's the gamble that you take if you're a coach. You leave a player with 3 fouls. There's 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Now you only have 1 foul to play with, and he's the only guy who can kind of step up to Kevin Kotzer. So they're going to be suffering down low from here on out.
Talked about the good coaching on St. Mary's staff. Inversely, a pretty questionable decision here by Incarnate Word. They bring in Orton, a very small troop up top for Incarnate Ward, Orton, and Hiddle. First free throw, no good for Kotzer.
Isaiah Matthews, not the smartest of plays there, David.
Yeah, not sure what he was thinking there.
That'll probably bring in Joe Monroe. I don't know if that might have been a little bit of the rookie in him, rookie starter mode mentality where he wasn't really thinking ahead, and now he picked up 2 fouls. He's got to be careful in the second half.
Livingston's first free throw, no good. Rattlers still up by 4. 2.5 remaining in this first half. Now Bauer and Monroe, Kotzer, Sandufu, and Taylor. 5 on the floor for St. Mary's. Sandufu swings it over. Top of the key, Monroe. Left side, Taylor. Now Kotzer. That one's loose. Bauer, good dish. Monroe all the way in. Layup there by Joe Monroe. Pretty dish there by Christian Bauer.
Good job there by Monroe. They were able to power through.
And Sandufu forces a turnover. That one's going the other way. St. Mary's basketball. And this suffocating defense the Rattler first team is playing really affected Incarnate Word, and the Rattlers look to build back their lead. Oh, good dish. Wide open, Kevin Kotzer, and timeout taken at the 2-minute warning. Rattlers back up their largest lead of the first half, an 8-point lead. Stay with us. More upcoming. Rattlers basketball continues live on you. Welcome back, Rattler fans. $1:59 remaining in the first half. Rattlers have popped their lead right back up to 8. This is their largest lead of the game. Hiddle drops it off to Brown. Swung around, Livingston, Orton. A 3 from Livingston. That shot off the mark, no good. Monroe comes up with a rebound. And now Christian Bauer handling. Roll. Cardinals got it up by as many as 4. Now they trail by as many as 8 again. And that's a credit to the Rattler defense.
It was just a great job. St. Mary's not worrying about the deficit. They're just going to play their game. They're making the Incarnate Word play their tempo. And that's a hard foul, David. He got his the spine of that step going up to the stands, David. He ended up catching that with his back. Right now he's wincing just a little bit as he gets to the line. I don't know if you can tell that. But he hit himself right there at the edge of the first step going up to the fan. So
That's one of those fouls if you're a coach you really shake your head at. You don't want, A, he picks up a foul on one of your stars, Sandufu. 2, he made the layup.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those you just let go, and luckily not able to convert on a 3-point play. 6-point lead still for St. Mary's as they look to close out this first half on a strong note. Down low to Kotzer, and Kotzer's had his way. The Rattler Bigs have had their way with the Cardinal Bigs. Taylor, jump ball, and possession arrow swings over the other way. And
David, and it's kind of surprising. DT's finding a little bit of a hard time trying to find his groove.
So really, the way the Rattlers have really locked down on Daniel Rucker, I believe the same way is what the Rattlers did. What the Cardinals did to Darrell Taylor. 6-point lead for St. Mary's. Here's Taylor for 3. No good. Way off the mark. Shot picked up, and here is Badillo working against Bauer. Under 40 seconds now. Rattlers here. If they can grab a rebound, they'll have the final possession of the half. Oh, good dish. Oh, Monroe. And I think it'll be a goaltend.
David,
hit the backboard.
And if that's the case, that's okay.
Yeah, you can see Coach Bubba telling Monroe that was a great play, and you love that hustle there.
That's LeBron-esque, David. He stuffed that into the backboard, and that's the kind of aggression he brings to the game. That's the kind of physicality, the kind of power he brings, and that's going to set the tempo for the second half.
Yeah, terrific pinning there. By Monroe, here come the Rattlers. They'll hold for the last shot of the half. Darrell Taylor, Bauer, and Sandufu passing this around the arc. Sandufu for 3, no good. Darrell Taylor with the offensive board. Spins and shoots, draws the foul. And if you're in Cardinal Word, that is not the play. You want to come in on defense. Hey, a foul late after a difficult jump shot, and then you sent Darrell Taylor to the line.
David, but it's kind of hard with the lineup that's on the court. It's who do you foul? If you have to foul, there's no right option. There's no right choice. Everyone on the Rattlers court right now can shoot.
And that's why I don't think you foul. And here's Alexander in for a concert, trying to prevent some fouls. Sandufu out and Wilson in. Taylor conspicuous. His scoring numbers, no field goals yet. That's his first free throw. That's his first point of the game. Here awaiting his second. That shot no good. And the Cardinals will have it. And that'll do it for a interesting first half of crosstown rivalry basketball. A 5-point lead for St. Mary's in the half. You're watching all the action. Rattlers, Ustream Live. Welcome back, Rattler fans. The start of the second half underway. Inside Bill Griharina, Kevin Kotzer trying to get a quick point. No good, Daniel Rucker. 2 fouls, 6 points, leading the way for Incarnate Word. Lindale Brown with 7. Isaiah Matthews with 7 for St. Mary's, 6 for Kevin Kotzer. Here's Brown. Now Hiddle, left side, Badillo. Rucker drops it off. Hiddle, good attempt and blows that layup, no good. Now Sandufu for 3. Shot no good, off the mark. Taylor gonna save it. Bauer, good awareness. Down low, Matthews. Turn, spin, shoot, score, that's good. And the St. Mary's Rattlers get the first field goal of the second half. David Tovar now rejoined by Raul Tovar. Raul. Lindale Brown gets one to go. He has 9. But Raul, a very interesting half of basketball, very back and forth to an extent, and Rattlers right now enjoying a 5-point lead.
Very almost a chess match like, David. They're trying to one-up each other, trying to think a few moves ahead, and they were able to get each other, they were able to get the best of each other at times, but at the end of the half, St. Mary's had the lead, and now they're trying to see if they can keep this going and extend that lead.
$18:30 remaining in the second half, a 5-point lead. It'll be Cardinal basketball. 5 out there to begin for the Rattlers. Bauer, Sandufu, Taylor, Monroe checking in, and Kevin Kotzer.
David, it's going to be a little difficult now. Isaiah Matthews picking up his 3rd foul of the game, and one of the most physical players on the Rattlers roster, and he's going to be missed until the latter parts of this second half.
Here's Badillo, nice swing over to Orton. Lindale Brown defended by Taylor. Oh, good dish, nice passing. And that foul drawn there by Orton will send the UIW to the line. Remind you, Rattler fans, to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Also find us on Twitter. Follow us at St. Mary's Rattlers. And of course, for the latest news, score, stats, schedules, decorative wallpaper, the iPhone app, visit rattlerathletics.com. Orton's shot no good. And the Rattlers saved themselves from a 1-and-1.
Good job there by St. Mary's, David, able to draw that foul, even though it might have not been the smartest play down low, and Incarnate Word, unfortunately, not able to convert on those, and the lead remains 5.
There's Sandufu in the lane, tough jumper. Couple bounces, no good. Offensive board, and that's tipped in by Kevin Kotzer. 8 points for him on the night, and expect that number to grow as well. Monroe able to pick that off, and now Taylor off to the races, lays it up, and good. Timeout taken. UIW wants to talk it over. The Rattlers off to another fast start. 9-point lead. That is the largest of the game. Stay with us. More upcoming. Rattler basketball live on Eostream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 36-27 the score. Here's UIW with it. That shot off the mark, no good. Rebound. It looked to be St. Mary's, and Mosanufu coming down with possession out of bounds. It'll swing over to Incarnate Word and Lindale Brown to inbound.
Mitchell Badillo, excuse me, try to go over the ivory tower there on a little floater, and you don't really have a lot of great accuracy, no matter how close you are to the net, when you got to go up against a Kevin Kotzer.
And Badillo tries from outside. That shot no good. Now Bauer working against Badillo. Both point guards really going at it in the first meeting. Sandufu down low to Kotzer. Sandufu off with his shooting tonight. Here's Kotzer, and he has not been off. He has gotten everything he wants. Down low, 10 for him to lead all scorers.
David, that's his office in there, David, and he does all the executive decisions down low.
11-point lead for the Rattlers in the ivory tower, and there he is defensively. Joe Monroe, another block. That's 3 blocks on Rucker, and they have made life very hard on UIW's premier scorer. 6 points for him tonight. He went nuts over there at the McDermott Center. Not the case tonight.
David, and I had a chance to speak with a few of the St. Mary's and Incarnate Word fans out during the halftime break, and they're very surprised. Rucker and Darryl Taylor, 2 of the strongest players on both teams, very ineffective. They kind of cancel each other out. Both teams have actually done their homework on both these guys, and right now it's just a matter of what team wants it more. Who else is going to be able to step up in this second half and try to see who can pull this through?
It's going to have to be about the role players, and well, from the St. Mary's side, they have many capable guys, and that being a Sandufu, a Taylor, a Matthews, a Bauer, and this shot is good for 3. Badillo knocks that one down from range. And
don't let the size fool you. He's a very dangerous point guard. We talked about this, how he went up against Christian Bauer at the game at the McDermott Center. He was very effective there, and he's showing that he's going to bring a little bit of spark to this team here at the Bill Greehey.
5'10" of all fight is Badillo. Now here's Bauer looking to answer. Flips up a tough one. No good. Monroe trying to come up with that offensive rebound. Instead, it's UIW pushing. Drops it off. Warden for 3. That shot no good. And Kotzer corrals this one. 8-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers.
David, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that might have been Bauer's first attempt in the last 2-3 games.
Yeah, there was a game, I believe, recently. Bauer had 0 attempts. True point guard play from him. 15-18 remaining. Timeout on the floor. Rattlers up 8. Stay with us. More upcoming live on UStream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 15-18 remaining in regulation inside Bill Greehey Arena, beautiful campus of St. Mary's University, San Antonio, Texas, and we haven't had any chilly December days yet, have we?
Well, it's been cooling down a little bit, David. Today was supposed to be the first day of a mild cold front, so look for temperatures around 65, 68, so getting my meteorologist portion of the segment out of the way.
That's true, and you'll have to be doing a lot of that in the coming weeks. Here's Lindale Brown, right side. Down low is Rucker. Again, Monroe bodying him up, playing very physical. Good block. That's the 4th one on Rucker, and we've been keeping track of that because of the potency offensively that Rucker had over at the McDermott Center a couple weeks ago. Monroe trying to get one on offense now. That shot no good. Lindale Brown with the rebound. Now working. met by 3 yellow jerseys. Able to dribble out of those. Good dish. Livingston. Shot. No. But gets the foul.
And Darrell Taylor pick up his first foul of the game. Good job. Darrell Taylor's been one of those guys we're still waiting for him to kind of get it going and get his engine going. But when you have someone like Joe Monroe, who apparently his number's been called, or he's calling his own number right now, and he's been explosive on the defensive end, and that's equaling points for Kevin Kotzer and the rest of the Rattlers.
Second free throw is good, and it's interesting how they've played Rucker. They haven't tried to go his size at a guy like Fred Wilson or Darrell Taylor even. They've matched him up with big guys, forwards like Matthews and Monroe, and I think that's really been the key. Here's Monroe, gets that to go. A finger roll and a crafty one. Difficult shot, but a crafty one to boot.
What a pretty move there, David. He's able to make that one look very easy.
Jump ball, and it'll be Cardinal possession. Rucker wanting the foul.
And Rucker, David, just doesn't seem like himself. He's been struggling all game, and that's got to go a lot towards Coach Z and a great planning ahead of time, putting a big man on him. St. Mary's has the luxury this season, David, of having a lot of big men, so they're able to make a move like that and put, you know, a Joe Monroe as a small forward or slash power.
Badillo knocks down another 3, and he has brought the Cardinals within 5. And here is Badillo. Steals that one. Now he brings them within 3. A 5-0 run by his lonesome Mitchell Badillo. And the Rattlers here reeling just a bit. 6 minutes into this half. Oh, Bauer all the way through. And when you got Kevin Kotzer, you may never be out of the game.
And what a great response there by Bauer, David. Getting that ball turned over on him, getting a steal, and then able to score, and he's able to respond right back with a layup. Great job there by Kevin Kotzer, finding him in the lane.
That'll be turnover on Incarnate Word. That'll be a foul, excuse me. That's on Bauer.
Incarnate Word yet a foul, David, in the second half. So a very clean game by them, and St. Mary's getting ever so close to that.
Badillo for 3, and he has 8 straight for the Cardinals. He's brought them within 2. Mitchell Badillo on the night with 11. 8 of those coming in a row. Offensive foul. There he had a turnover, I believe, and that'll be on Monroe. That'll be his second. Three on Monroe.
And that'll be his 4th foul, David. Christian Bauer kind of having a little bit of difficulty there against Badillo right now, who's on fire.
And Mark Simmons will check in, and big piece losing upcoming for St. Mary's. That is 3 on Bauer, I believe. Badillo's first free throw. No good. I mean, he did everything in the second half. Doesn't knock down that free throw. Mark Simmons checks in. Second free throw is good. 1 point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers, 42-41. There's Kotzer. Whoa, looking to line up for a 3. Rucker on Kotzer, and I think that's the matchup you got to go to, Raw, if you're St. Mary's.
I think so, too.
Here's Taylor, tough jumper. Well, why when you got Darrell Taylor knocking down Jays? Darrell Taylor, that's a guy you don't want to see it going if you're Incarnate Word.
I think Darrell Taylor was just waiting for a very difficult shot, David, to say, okay, well, now here I am.
Another 3, that is Badillo again. 14 for him in the game, 11 in this second half. He has been on fire, and he has just tied it up. It's interesting to see the work Badillo's done. He's brought it within 5, within 3, within 2, and now a tie ball game. One shudders to think what's next. Foul in the lane. It'll go against Rucker, and that is his third.
And right now, David, if you were an Incarnate Word fan and you see 3 fouls on Rucker, you'd start getting a little bit worried. But because of his ineffectiveness in this game, you see Bodillo picking up the slack for him. Doesn't seem like it's such a bad trade-off right now.
Leonard Wilson checking in for Wilson Dufu. It'll be Rattler basketball from under their basket. Here's Simmons to inbound. Kotzer, Taylor, Wilson, and Monroe. 5 on the floor. Darrell Taylor finds some space. Going to create his own now. Count it, and a foul. Darrell Taylor gets it to go.
Great job there by Taylor, David. He was expecting that contact, and he still made that good rotation, going up in the air and finishing strong, getting the and one. Let's see if he can convert this three-point play.
Darrell Taylor, he has 7 in this game. 5 coming here in the second half, so really the time to turn it on. Taylor's free throw no good. 2-point lead for St. Mary's. Here's Badillo. Working right side. Screen by Rucker. He's not going to use it. Drops it off, and that might be the first bad play Badillo's made all half long, and that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. 11:49 remaining. Stay with us, Rattler fans. Rattlers up 2. This should be a doozy. More upcoming live on Ustream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. A Badillo turnover gives possession over to the St. Mary's Rattlers. David Tovar, Raul Tovar with you. And Raul, we were talking about here in the timeout. Badillo's been terrific. 11 points in the second half, 3 3-pointers. And he has really brought his Cardinals right back into this one.
Single-handedly, David, making this a contest. And something that we were expecting it to be a dual team effort, and it's just been him all the way for the Cardinals.
Simmons is 3. That is way off the mark. Darrell Taylor on a jump ball. Cardinals falling into a zone, and we kind of think it would favor St. Mary's. They're a sharpshooting team.
I think right now, David, St. Mary's has got to figure out that they're playing a zone and just slowly work the half court down low, either to an Isaiah Matthews or Joe Monroe, and definitely to Kevin Kotzer.
Matthews checking back in. Badillo drops it off. Rucker, you got to zone in on him. Orton pump fakes the jumper off the mark, right back to him. That's bad boxing out for the St. Mary's Rattlers. Down low is Rucker again. Swings over. Taylor on Badillo now, and that's, I think, a good defensive switch. And a tough jumper. That one knocked down by Hiddle.
David, and that's the risk you take. You put Simmons on Hiddle. Hiddle's a bigger player. He's going to make those shots a little bit easier.
Rattlers got to really rethink the defensive strategy, especially with Badillo getting hot. Here's Taylor for 3. Yes! Darrell Taylor for 3, and that is a huge jump shot there. Darrell Taylor with 10. 8 of those coming in the second half. We got to talk about Darrell Taylor and his play in the second half.
Kind of makes the defense a lot easier, David, when you have a Darrell Taylor shooting threes and getting warmed up. You said it yourself. 8 of those 10 points come in the second half. Starting to warm up just a little bit, David, just a little.
And really switching the look on Badillo has really worked, as they've kept the ball out of his hand. They've thrown 3 defenders at him, Simmons, Taylor, and Alfred Wilson. Foul on this play. It'll go against Simmons, however. Checking in is Lindale Brown, and at the line is Kyle Hiddle.
one is no good, so Isaiah Matthews with the rebound, and St. Mary's is off now and trying to see if they can extend this lead.
Down low is Isaiah Matthews. Swung over. Daryl Taylor going to try it again. That three way off the mark. That's a heat check. Matthews bounces that one away from UIW. And that loose ball ends up right back with the Cardinals.
And that's okay. If you're Coach Lee, that's okay. You want Daryl Taylor to make sure that he's doing all right. You want him to get those shots, especially when he's open like that.
Kevin Kotzer going to get called for this blocking foul. That is only his second. Good balance of scoring for the St. Mary's Rattlers. 10 for Taylor, 10 for Kotzer, 8 for Simmons, 9 for Matthews. And at the line is Livingston. Brad Hubnack about to check in. Presumably to give Kotzer a breather.
Look for Kevin Kotzer to play the last 6 minutes, David, non-stop. So give him about 3.5 minutes of a break, and including the media timeouts. And he's going to end this game the way we would expect him to as an All-American.
First free throw is no good. Here comes Brad Hubnack, and that's Justin Alexander, excuse me. Alexander had a great game for himself against Washburn and has continued that trend. This afternoon he has 2 points, and that free throw is good. 2-point lead for Incarnate Word.
David, and here's where things get interesting. Kevin Kotz is one of those very athletic players, David, but he's not as quick as Justin Alexander. Justin Alexander is just as strong as Kotzer.
Daryl Taylor gets another bucket to go, and he has 10 in this second half. You mentioned that about Alexander. Well, 6'10" post. He's actually 2 inches taller than Kevin Kotzer. Maybe not the same size and the girth, but definitely some athleticism, and you can even argue Alexander may be a little more athletic than Kotzer.
It's very hard to contest these big men on the Rattler squad. There's so many, and they're all so very good.
Oh, Daryl Taylor, that's a tough shot, and over the back foul. That'll go against Alexander. If you're Alexander, it's only your first foul, so you can afford to do that. However, in the penalty, and look at the foul discrepancy. That just caught my eye right now, 9-2.
Yeah, David, Incarnate Word went the first 7 minutes of the second half without a foul, so they did a very good job there in keeping their side very clean and avoiding that penalty where St. Mary's is doing very well today in free throw.
Talk about no home court advantage here. Hiddle's first free throw is good.
And you know, in this broadcast, David, we always talk about the flip point of things, the good and the bad. The aggressive play of the Rattlers, that's sometimes, the con of that is the foul count. And that's something that's been very prevalent throughout all 5-6 games of the season, is that foul count. Second one is no good.
Here's Simmons, and stumbling into the lane. He gets knocked down, and he will head to the line. And I think that's something Coach Z should preach in the huddle. More aggressive play that'll land his Rattlers at the line, and Simmons there proactively puts himself at the charity stripe.
And we've been talking about this, David, throughout the entire broadcast. Simmons has been doing a very, very good job trying to make sure that Coach Z notices him and says, hey, look, I want more minutes off the bench. I can produce for you, and here's why. 8 points, I think nearing his season high, I want to say, and definitely a great way to show it against a team like Incarnate Word.
And he had a good one against A&M International. Second free throw is good. So you're absolutely right in that regard, Roll, that Simmons trying to show his worth, and he's doing it right now. There is Livingston working against Taylor. Lindale Brown. His foul under the basket. I don't believe the shot will count. It goes against Simmons, and that is his third.
David, and now Incarnate Word will have a 2-shot bonus for the next 8 minutes.
As the Rattlers begin to pull away, this is a huge advantage for Incarnate Word. Mosandufu checking in for Daryl Taylor. Daryl Taylor going to get some rest.
It's a great job in the second half for Taylor David coming alive.
Second shot is good. 2-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. Simmons, Wilson, Sandufu, Matthews, and Alexander. 5 on the floor. Simmons out to Matthews, swung over to Sandufu. Sandufu has struggled here, only 4 points. Trying to drop that off, it goes right back to Sandufu. Tough shot, gets that to go. Sandufu with the 2 shots of the game thus far.
What a great finish there, David. I think he was expecting the and one. I think everybody in this arena was expecting the and one.
I don't even think he was expecting that shot to go, and he flipped one up.
No, but kind of a Dwayne Wade looking shot there.
That's why he is I compare him to Dwayne Wade here. Got the same body size and the same skills. Very strong upper body. That shot no good all the way to Alexander. Evades one tackle. This time he is blocked from behind. That's Livingston. It'll be Rattler basketball. Timeout taken. Stay with us. More upcoming. 4-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. You're watching all the action live on Ustream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. A 4-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers, 54-50. Crosstown rivalry renewed. The St. Mary's Rattlers and the Incarnate Word Cardinals. David Tovar, Roll Tovar with you. Pretty interesting play we've seen. We've seen our regulars, Kotzer and Taylor. We've seen Simmons and Matthews really step it up. Sandufu, tough fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound comes out to Incarnate Word. Lindale Brown working against Simmons. Shot is up, and that one falls out of the rim. Good break there for St. Mary's. Oh, great dish. Alexander there to stop that one. And now the Rattlers looking to run. Here's Simmons. Over to Wilson. And he slows it down.
Oh, you have to take that one, David. If you're Simmons, that's a shot you want to take in transition with momentum going your way. You need to start putting some nails into the coffin.
Here's Matthews. Oh, that one's swatted away by Rucker. Alexander falls with it. Sandufu gets that to go, and that hustle play being made by the St. Mary's Rattlers. 6-point lead for St. Mary's.
What a great job there by Alexander David and Isaiah Matthews, both throwing themselves down, putting their body on the line.
Oh, and a rejection by Simmons, the point guard. Here's Sandufu all the way. Gets that to go. Mo Sandufu picking it up when it matters most, and a timeout taken. 4-0 run, but it's that way that 4-0 run was constructed. The big man, 6'10", on the floor, saving that possession. Sandufu gets that to go. On the other side, Badillo, terrific pass. Mark Simmons with a block, and in transition, Mo Sandufu finishes that off. 8-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. We need a break. You've been watching everything Rattlers Ustream. It's an 8-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. So excited. I got my playoff early. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 5:50 remaining as it's an 8-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. Badillo and the switch roll on Badillo has really worked wonders. And there it is. You could tell that as an acting job from Wilson, but the point remains. The defense has been terrific on Badillo.
What a great job, David, shutting down the only offensive threat you had on the Cardinal side. You put 3-4 men on him, and Badillo has no chance to react and recover and be effective anymore. And after that, you have to expect your other players to start working and start heating up. Most and Dufu showing us why that floor run just by him alone. Great way to start up the end of the tail end of that second half.
So Dufu with 10 points. Here's Mark Simmons, and Ron, not only do you throw 3 or 4 guys at Badillo, but it's been Fred Wilson who's really anchored that load. Mark Simmons on Badillo. Badillo scores, and you put Darrell Taylor, but you got to save him more for the offense. And Fred Wilson, it's a luxury for Coach Z to have a Wilson who can be versatile. The guy has a very nice jump shot, and he can go offensively, but defensively he's tall and he's long and he's athletic, and he can keep up with guys like Badillo.
And that's where the flip coin of Badillo, David. He's short, he's not as long as he can be, and a player as big as Simmons and as big as Wilson, they're able to shut him down. And what a great way to make that turnaround, David, and start putting points up on the board and get this lead, possibly to double digits for the first time in this game. David, we've spoken about this throughout the entire broadcast. This is the end of an era. This is the end of a rivalry. And a lot of us were thinking at the beginning of the game that this game wasn't going to be all that, it was going to be pretty much one-sided, and this game has lived up to the hype. It's a heavyweight boxing match. It's Pacquiao versus Mayweather. It's a dream match that you want to see, and what a great way to end it. The only way this could have gotten better, this would have been a Lone Star Conference versus a Heartland Conference in the dance. But this is just as good. What a great way to end the year, as well as end a career of a tradition that everyone here has been so used to.
And it really has been terrific, and we still have about 5 minutes remaining. Rattlers up 10, and
I can only imagine, David, the Hilltopper games, the next TAMU game,
the Heartland Conference, if it runs through here. Monroe and Concert checking back in. You called it. So it looks like this is the lineup that Coach Z will go with in the clutch. And of course, save Darrell Taylor. He'll come back in.
Near the tail end of it, David, yeah.
10-point lead. Second free throw, no good. And overall, we talked about it for our guys. Maybe let's talk about it for Incarnate Word. Maybe the pressure getting to them right here at the end of the second half here. A big crowd. I mean, this is not something Incarnate Word's very used to. An arena, and Wilson blocked. Monroe and Kotzer, their lines of communication kind of tangled up there. Sandufu forced a tough shot. Rebound out to Simmons. Now Simmons looking to push. Has Sandufu on the right side, finds him. He's going to launch for 3. That shot off the mark. Rucker comes up with a tough rebound. Up ahead to Livingston. Blocking foul.
Yeah, David, that's definitely a good call there. That's definitely a good call there by the official. Joe Monroe was trying to set up. I think they're going to give that on Monroe. No, that's going to be on Simmons. He set up, David, but he jumped up right when the floater was going to go out. So, unfortunately, that'll send Incarnate Word to the line. But kind of one of those tough calls, even for an official, David, because you're in hostile territory right now. You're playing not only against the actual Rattlers team, but you're trying to go up against the entire fans that are in this arena.
And the Rowdy Rattlers have been in full effect tonight. Fred Wilson and Simmons down. Taylor and Bauer back in. So this will be the lineup down the stretch. 8-point lead for St. Mary's. Bauer brings it up. Here's Darrell Taylor looking for a Kotzer. Finds him. Swung over. Bauer working against Badillo. Screen by Monroe. Oh, Kotzer. He is called for a traveling violation. Very rare you see that on concert.
Yeah, very rare you see any kind of turnover or any kind of mishap to happen to Kevin Kotzer, and I think he's going to talk it over with the referee. I don't think he was traveling. He had his pivot foot down right, and he was going to go underneath the basket, David, for a behind.
Kind of just made a spin.
Yeah, I think he was perfectly fine. I think this just might be a call for the intensity of the game, you know.
That's off the hands of Rucker, and not able to hold on to this one. Rattler basketball.
This might be one of the nights that Rucker might want to just kind of forget and kind of leave it in the past.
Only 6 points. I don't believe he's had any in the second half. I don't think I've seen him go in. Here's Daryl Taylor with it. Over to Monroe. Top of the key looking low for Sandufu. He's been crafty underneath the basket tonight. Now Taylor. Oh, good cut. And that pass from Monroe just off the mark. Here's Badillo. Over to Little.
And here's that matchup we're talking about, DT against Badillo.
Oh, tipped by Sandufu, and Monroe gets it. Here they come. Behind the back, Bauer. Sandufu. Taylor back to Sandufu for three. Off the mark, and Sandufu, who went 5 for 5 over there, has not been able to hit over here. Here's Livingston. Blocking foul here. That's on Monroe. That'll be 2 at the line for the Cardinals after this timeout. Stay with us. 8-point lead. A wild finish from Bill Grahey Arena. You're watching all the action live on the U-Stream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 3:15 remaining in the second half. An 8-point lead for the St. Mary's Rattlers. David Tovar, Raul Tovar with you. And Raul, we're waiting here what should be a terrific finish. First free throw was good. The Roddy Rattlers, Raul, with interesting methods to attempt to break up the free throw. And behind us, we're joined by Rattler Man. Rattler Man with a lot with an earful for me. Second free throw is good, and good to see Rattler Man. He's doing a terrific job out there, entertaining the fans. A 6-point lead, and Raw, some big second half performances from Daryl Taylor, from Mo Sandufu, from Mark Simmons, and inversely for the Cardinals for Mitchell Badillo. This one almost given away. Taylor trying to stay with it and does.
I think the referee's going to call this one a jump ball, I believe. I hope it's a jump ball, and that's the 30 seconds.
This is the referee on the other side, and he saw Coach Bubba calling a timeout emphatically.
And they're going to, I guess the referee closest to the ball is going to call this a jump ball. And good thing for the Rattlers, David, possession arrow is in their favor, so no timeout. They're going to be able to save this one for the later portions of the game.
Rattlers will have it. Possession arrow swings over to Incarnate Word. Here's Bauer, picks up his dribble, finds Concert, top of the key. Nice movement here by the Rattlers. They got to get something going. Here's Bauer, finger roll all the way, no good. Everything but the finish. An unfortunate break there for the St. Mary's Rattlers.
That's a bucket you're kind of hoping will go in, David, just to kind of put a statement on this game.
Maybe even a cap. Traveling violation, and Kyle Hiddle.
Costly mistake right there, David. You cannot afford any turnovers this late in the game.
Particularly unforced errors. can't get any of those, especially late in the game against a quality opponent like St. Mary's and a rival at that. You don't want to go 0 for 2. It's similar to the Eagles and Cowboys. The Eagles going 0 for 2 against the Cowboys. Here's Daryl Taylor down low, finding Isaiah Matthews, swings, jumper, tough one, that's good. Isaiah Matthews showing off the skill.
And this is the 12th round, David, of the heavyweight fight. They're just going haymaker after haymaker at this point. For the next 2 minutes, they're just going to be going right at each other's throats.
And right there, Sadufu able to get that steal, and Lindale Brown with a foul. Past the 2-minute warning, it'll be on the floor. Timeout called, and we'll take one with them. Buck 53 remaining. Stay with us. 8-point lead for St. Mary's, live on Ustream. Welcome back, Rattler fans. Minute 53 remaining. Rivalry renewed. St. Mary's Rattlers, Incarnate Word Cardinals, and Rattlers here trying to hold on, Raw, get a season sweep of their crosstown rival. And, oh, good move, and Matthews has to finish that off. He is hit, and Matthews frustrated with himself as
David, I think Isaiah Matthews is so open.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know whether to lay it up or throw it in. So I can understand his frustration, but when you're in that situation, I think it was just too many good things at one time he didn't decide, and he just kind of went for nothing. So it's not too bad. You just got to be able to recover and go back into the game, and no rush.
Joe Monroe checking in, and from Matthews, you got to like that. You got to like that he is the passion coming out right there, that he cares.
David, even though this was his 5th foul, he's out of the game now. He's going to be out for the rest of the game. It's that aggression, that passion that he has, David. It's that desire to win.
And ultimately the desire to get better. I mean, I think he even understands that he needs to get better. He needs to finish those shots. And you'll see that happen, and especially as we progress, because this team, Roll, the ceiling for this team, sky's the limit. And really, this team isn't very much concerned with a berth in the Heartland Conference. They're thinking winning and going back to the tournament.
I think for them, David, I think you're exactly right. I think for them, the Heartland Conference Championship is just something that they have to get because it's in the schedule. For them, it's going to the dance, getting through and breaking through that first round. They want to see how far they can go into this dance because they are able to compete with the best in the nation. St. Mary's has a roster this year. They've been very lucky. They've been very good job in recruiting players. This team has the potential to go very far into the tournament.
Yeah, and it started last year. They recruited a Daryl Taylor and a Mosa Ndufu. They returned this year, and they recruited a Simmons, a Wilson, a Bauer, and an Alexander. I mean, a very busy offseason for the Rattlers, and it's really showing up here on the court. All of those guys I mentioned have been terrific here, not only in this game, but throughout the year. Timeout. And I think we'll take one final one with them. Stay with us, Rattler fans. A 7-point lead for the Rattlers. And a rejection there as we're back from break. Minute 20 remaining. That one goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the St. Mary's Rattlers. A 7-point game. And, you know, Raw, there's this somewhat of a feeling that has come over me. Some easiness. This one not in question, I want to say, and I don't want to jinx it, mind you. But, I mean, the Rattlers look to be in complete control of this one.
David, and I see where you're coming from, and I understand. And the thing is, you got to give credit to the maturity level of the Rattlers. A lot of these guys, we have one, maybe two freshmen. Everybody else is an upperclassman. They've been in the situation before. They've seen tough spots, and they've grown from it. And they bring that, almost that Spurs mentality, like at any given night. They want to just, they know they're going to win. They know they have a possibility to be in it later in the game, and they've shown it on the court.
Daryl Taylor with 14. That was short lineup here for St. Mary's. Monroe at center. Wilson, Taylor, Sandufu, and Bauer. Here's Lindale Brown. Gets that to go. And a timeout on the floor here. We'll stay right here with you. Kotzer about to check back in, and this small lineup maybe not working out for Coach Z.
I think Coach might have put his chips, a few too many chips in an early gamble, David, and minute 10 is a lot of time in basketball.
Especially in collegiate basketball.
And especially in a rivalry match like this one. So Coach is making sure he's going back to what works best. You put the ivory tower back in the middle, make sure that nothing goes in the lane, and if anything does go in the lane, it gets rejected by that big old building that's in there.
Rattler fans looking ahead. This is dead week for us students. Saturday at 2 p.m. Dallas Christian College, and then the Rattlers will not return back until the 3rd of January when they take on the Texas Permian Basin. 7:30 then on Saturday on the 5th of January against Oklahoma Panhandle State. You can catch all the action right here live on Rattlers Ustream. 7-point lead. For the St. Mary's Rattlers, Daryl Taylor finds Mo Sandufu out there with Bauer, Monroe, and Kotzer. So a press being played. Here's Bauer, breaks through and is fouled with a minute 3, and all that is left now is the formalities.
Both teams now in the bonus, David, so Christian Bauer will see a 1-and-1 right here. Incarnate Word will be shooting double bonus, so they will go twice to the line every time they get fouled, and let's see if St. Mary's can avoid any foul situations with for them with this lead.
Our shot is good for the Christian.
Need to hit, David.
Some fans beginning to file out of the arena. Both Cardinal and Rattlers. Here's Rucker all the way. Gets that to go. This one not quite over yet. Here's Taylor, almost fouled. Trying to break through, and does. Monroe all the way. Looking to finish, and another blown dunk. 3-on-2. Livingston puts it up and good. 4-point lead for St. Mary's. This one's breaking down. Here's Wilson, gets it over. Loses handle. And this one going the other way. A horrific turn of events if you're a St. Mary's Rattler fan. This one not over yet. 40 seconds. Here's Lindale Brown working against Fred Wilson. All the way out to Badil. Taylor on him.
And here's Incarnate Word, David, going for broke.
Oh, misses, and the Rattlers got to hold on to this one. And here comes Sandufu, breaks through. He is fouled. Whistle on that play stops this one. And boy, oh boy, Incarnate Word made it interesting in the last 30 seconds, but Rattlers here primed to hold on.
St. Mary's now, David, has an opportunity to make this a solid 2-possession game. And what a great guy. If you're a St. Mary's fan, you want this player to be on the line.
That's exactly what you want. Mo Sandufu, veins of steel. First one is good. Second free throw. is good. He knocks them both down. That's a 6-point lead. And a timeout taken by Incarnate Word. We'll stay right here with you. 25.2 remaining. And bro, a blown Joe Monroe dunk leads to mayhem on the other side.
David, but that's the risk you take. Joe Monroe was trying to put a statement and nail in the final nail in the coffin, and unfortunately it didn't go his way. But a great job of Wilson Dufu having those nerves of steel and able to hit two very, very clutch free throws, giving them a 6-point lead. And it's going to be tough for Incarnate Word to try to get these 6 points out in the next 25.2 of a second.
Especially when the Rattlers clamp down on D. Rattler fans, there is another game upcoming this week, and it's on Saturday, Dallas Christian College, 2 p.m. inside Bill Greehey Arena. 25.2 remaining here.
If anyone still has any energy left, Dave, we'll be back on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll be here too. Badillo trying to draw that foul. That shot no good. Almost comes up with it. Fred Wilson wrestles it away, and that should about do it. The Rattler defense comes through in the end. Badillo, 11 points to begin that first portion of the second half, and from there he has been shut out by the defense. Finishes up with 15. Fred Wilson at the line, and well, we talked about him in the first matchup with the Cardinals, and let's test out his veins of ice. First free throw, swish is terrific. The poise of Fred Wilson at the line.
David, first point of the game for Wilson, and what a crucial moment to put points on the board.
Second one, and that it's good. Wilson's 2 points are the daggers. That should about do it from Bill Greehey Arena. Here's Rucker for 3. That shot no good. And I think that'll be a foul right there on Badillo. So Bauer with 6.6 remaining.
David, and we don't give a lot of credit to Fred Wilson in this game. 2 points, very crucial 2 points, but it's the hustle stats.
And the defense he played on Badillo in the second half to stop him.
Great job to shut him down, David. You don't see that. You're not going to see that in the book. All you're going to see is Badillo with 15 points, but you're not going to see that he went dry the last 6 minutes of the game. So what a great job by them.
Good. Second free throw for Bauer is good, and a 10-point lead, and that should be about all. I think the only instruction here is not to foul. A launch 3, and that will do it. The St. Mary's Rattlers hold on for a season sweep of the Incarnate Word Cardinals. 71-61. Well, for Raul Tomar, Robin Johnson working the board, Scott Fonger helping us get back on the air. I'm David Tomar saying good night from Bill Greehey Arena. What a victory for the St. Mary's Rattlers. You've been watching all the action live on Rattlers Stream.